Hello there, it's Gavin Chris from IGN, and today we're going to be talking about Angry Birds. Now, I haven't seen what you've just seen. I think you've got a job to do to convince me that this is going to be decent.
Well, let's qualify it by saying we're talking about a movie,
not
a game.
That's right, yeah, exactly.
So they've made an Angry Birds movie.
Right, okay.
Let's start there.
Not Angry Birds Pyjamas.
No.
Not Angry Birds TV show, Angry Birds movie.
Angry Birds 2 just came out.
Which
found
was
out
that?
today.
What's that?
The
game?
The game, yeah. Anyway, I was at a Sony presentation for the movie, and they showed us a few clips from the film.
Okay.
They showed us a lot of clips from the film, but there's lots I'm not allowed to talk about.
Okay.
I was given a list of things I can't reveal. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan film with all these twists and turns.
It's like not Avengers, it's the Angry Birds film.
But what I can give you is the setup and talk a little bit about the characters and just give you an overview of the fact that I think it's something to really look forward to.
Well, this is the thing, it's kind of been on our radar since we had Josh Gad in the office, right? So he's in it, and he came in and talked to us about Pixels, the film, which wasn't that great, but he was saying, whatever you think about Angry Birds, it should be on your radar because it's going to be, he's kind of saying it's going to be.
Yeah, he said he wasn't
good.
that keen to do it initially, and then he read the script and he was like, this is funny. This is funny. So it's kind of, the setup is, it's an origin story of how the conflict between the flightless birds and the green pigs began.
Right.
And so it's going to answer the age-old question, why are the birds so angry?
Good.
So, yeah, well, they showed us the early footage, which is some of which is going to be in a teaser, which is out next week.
Okay.
But we kind of just see Bird Island a little bit.
Right.
And it's very funny. It's full of lots of little visual gags, and it's an island that only has these flightless birds on it. They've never been anywhere else. They've never had any visitors, so they're all quite sweet and innocent and naive. So there's lots of jokes at that expense.
Right.
And there's like the early bird worm catching shop in the background. There's an Apple store. It just sells apples.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there's one of the birds though is not happy. It's this fella. It's Red.
He looks alright.
He's an angry bird. He's he's one of the few angry birds on the island.
Right. Okay.
He's voiced by Jason Sudeikis.
Awesome.
And we see in a few flashbacks, which will be in this teaser, as to some of the angry stuff he's done, whether he's been in a queue or at the cinema. He just loses his rag all the time.
So like Curb Your Enthusiasm, basically. Then.
Yeah, a little bit. And so he's sent to court. He goes to court for his anger, and he gets sent for anger management classes. Okay, and so
this is all real.
This is all real, and this is all the setup. This is
right.
all early stuff. So if we could maybe cut to the next picture, we will meet Mathilda, who runs the anger management class. So she is voiced by Maya Rudolph.
Awesome. Okay.
Who people know from Bridesmaids and lots of funny stuff. And she is very zen and kind of a bit hippie-ish, but you can kind of tell that simmering under the surface, she's quite angry herself.
I guess they're all angry, right?
No, they're not all angry.
But they've got something in them that obviously they're keeping down.
Maybe they do.
Okay.
She has, because she's had issues in the past as well. She's calmed them, but they're underneath there. Right. And so he joins the class, and that's where he meets his little gang that are going to be kind of the lead characters of the films. Cool. So if we go to the next picture, I think we'll meet Bomb. Hiya, Bomb. Awesome. Look at Bomb, voiced by Danik McBride.
Okay, cool.
Now, Bomb, when he gets angry, he explodes. I mean, it's pretty much what you see is what you get with him.
Yeah.
It's because he's got an illness. He suffers from IED, which is intermittent explosion disorder. No? You're not having that?
Well, he's called Bomb, isn't he? So.
and we also meet probably my favourite character that I saw in the film, Chuck, who is yellow, and he's in the next picture, and he is slim. Aww. And he moves fast and talks fast. He's got a bit of the Roadrunner about him.
Okay.
But there was another flashback sequence where we find out why he's in anger management classes, and I thought that was probably my favourite bit of the footage we were showing. Good. Don't want to spoil it because it was some good jokes in it. But yeah I think he's the one that's voiced by Josh Gad, and I think he might steal the film a little bit. Okay. He's very funny.
It's genuinely funny. This is like I feel like I'm being very dismissive of it.
Yeah.
But like,
so it looks really beautiful actually, animation. But it's got, I guess, the color scheme and that. It's got a bit of a Rio vibe to it.
Right. Okay.
And you might think a bit Ice Age and this and that. Well, I think the humor was a bit more sophisticated than that.
Okay.
It felt much more like a Saturday Night Live.
Really?
Film, because all the voices are pretty much SNL people or famous comedians, and the jokes were pretty strong. I mean, there was obviously a lot of stuff that kids are going to find funny, but there was quite a big audience of grown-ups that I was just with, and there was a lot of laughter. Like there are some really well-written jokes. and I don't know off the top of my head
Right.
who's written it. Terence he meets. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Terence is there on the end. Terence is massive. He doesn't speak. He groans and grunts. He's done terrible things. We know about it. We don't know what, but he's done terrible things.
Jesus.
And he reminded me. Have you ever seen the film Stir Crazy?
Yeah.
He reminded me a bit of the big, chubby guy that doesn't really say much in that in prison.
Okay, yeah.
He reminded me a bit of him, where he's dangerous.
Right. Okay.
And so this is seen is towards the end of the first act, and this kind of sets up the movie because they've never met anyone from the outside world, and then
Right.
one day a boat arrives, which you can see there, and off the boat come these green pigs,
Okay.
and they befriend the birds, and they're all getting along. There we go. There's your green pig.
Are they're not like minions. They actually have real voices and stuff.
They have real voices. They've got some good comedians actually. Tony Hale, Hannibal
Okay.
Burgess, Keegan-Michael Key, I think, is one of them.
Yeah.
Kate McKinnon, maybe, one of the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But they're really stupid. So I guess they're Minions-esque in that way.
Right.
They're all dumb, but they speak. They're not
Right.
as dumb as a minion.
Okay.
And their leader is Bill Hader,
Oh, cool. Okay.
who
Yeah.
he's that pig on that side,
Okay.
the bigger pig there.
Okay.
And so the pigs come down, meet them. They all have a big party and become friends. But Red is a bit suspicious.
Right.
He thinks there's something going on. He thinks they might have an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
And that is where I'm going to stop with my setup.
Okay.
But the rest of the film is kind of an adventure movie.
Right.
In which these three, so Chuck, Red, and Bomb, sort of go off on an adventure.
So these are the main guys then.
That's what it seemed like watching the film.
Okay.
And then there's one other character that we haven't shown anything from here, called, what is he called? Let me remember this. Mighty Eagle.
Okay.
There's a statue of a huge eagle in town, and he's kind of a myth, a legend, this eagle, because he's
Right.
kind of like their Superman. He's the one bird that could apparently fly, but he disappeared years ago, and
Right.
some people don't even believe that he exists.
Okay.
So he may or may not show up later in the film, and he may or may not be voiced by Peter Dinklage. But,
Okay.
yeah, so that's it. I mean, what I saw was really funny. You can't judge a film on just a few scenes.
No, of course not. Yeah, I think it basically is going to be the Lego movie. I think that's what, because there's so many sort of rubbish. You get, like, I used to work in Woolworths and I used to get those like straight to DVD things.
Yeah.
With like just rubbish animation and stuff like that. And this is what, as soon as I heard there was an Angry Birds movie, I thought it's going to be like that.
Yeah, agreed. And you think kids film as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Where no, I don't think it's going to have that edge that Lego does,
Yeah.
and that satire and all. There's so much going on, but I
Yeah.
think it's going to be it's a simpler tale.
Yeah.
Which is quite sweet, but it had me laughing. Like every scene they showed had me laughing, and I think people will get a flavour of themselves next week when the teaser hits.
I mean, it's a good sign if you were actually laughing, I think.
Yeah. Me and Craig and Bex was there. We all laughed. That little
Okay,
group.
yeah.
So yeah, I may be wrong on this one, but I've got a good feeling about it.
Okay.
And I guess you guys will find out yourselves on May 13 next year, when they talked about it in terms of a franchise today. So obviously they're hoping for
Really?
multiple Angry Birds.
It's going to do whatever it's like, to be honest. People are going to go see it and buy it and everything. Like,
Yeah.
Angry Birds is massive.
3
Like,
billion game downloads, so
Imagine if they can turn that into people going to see the film. That's it. It's massive.
We'll do all right.
It's the end.
bigger than Star Wars.
Ooh.
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. That's our Angry Birds update. And yeah, you'll find out more on May 13, 2016 when it finally hits.